Everywhere you go, you hear people buzzing about whether plastic straws or paper straws are better for the environment. This topic never seems to cool down. So today, let's sit down and dig into it in detail to figure out which one's truly worth choosing, all right? First off, everyone knows plastic is stubborn, it doesn't break down easily. Toss a plastic straw onto the ground, and 100 years later, you might dig it up still intact, like an immortal mummy buried in the earth. Paper straws, on the other hand, are a different story. Give them a few days, and they'll dissolve into the soil as if they were never there. At first glance, paper straws seem like the eco-friendly hero, while plastic plays the villain wrecking the environment. But is it really that simple? Not quite. To figure out which one's worse for our green planet, we can't just look at the moment they're thrown away. We need to examine their entire journey from production to use, all the way to disposal. It's a long process, and in this breakdown, I'll dive deep into each stage, backed by scientific studies, to give you the clearest picture possible. Plus, I'll toss in some suggestions so you can decide what makes the most sense for you. Let's start with production. First up, let's shine a light on plastic. Plastic comes from petroleum, a non-renewable resource. Extracting and refining oil guzzles massive amounts of energy and pumps out heaps of greenhouse gases, heating up our planet day by day. That's not all. Making plastic products also dumps a slew of toxic chemicals into the environment, with the danger level varying depending on the type of plastic. Basically, from the moment it's born, plastic isn't exactly nature's best friend. What about paper straws? Are they as pure as we think? To make paper, you need wood from forests. A little bit's no big deal, but when demand skyrockets and production goes into overdrive, deforestation becomes a real headache. Plus, paper making eats up water and electricity. And most paper straws are coated with a thin layer of plastic or wax to keep them from getting soggy. That makes recycling trickier than you'd expect. Still, according to some studies, check the references I've attached if you're curious, producing paper uses less energy and emits fewer greenhouse gases than plastic. So paper scores a point here, though both have their own sins, making it tough to call a clear winner. Next up, how we use them. When it comes to use, plastic shows its flaws. Plastic items, especially when exposed to heat, can leach harmful chemicals into food or drinks. For example, many plastic products are made from polypropylene, which releases nasty stuff when heated. In the US, people go through a staggering 561 billion single-use plastic items every year. Mind-blowing, right? Meanwhile, there's no research suggesting paper items harm our health during use. So for now, let's say paper beats plastic by a nose in this round. But hold on, it's not over yet. Paper stuff is usually designed for one-and-done use, while plastic can be reused multiple times. Take a plastic cup. It might take 5 times more energy to make than a paper one, but if you use it 6 times, it ends up being greener overall. So in the usage phase, paper only wins when both are single-use items like a paper milk teacup versus a plastic one. Sip it, toss it, and paper breaks down easier. But for long-term use, like a plastic bottle you take to buy sugarcane juice, plastic takes the lead since you don't need to keep making new ones. Finally, recycling and disposal. Plastic? No debate, it's the king of stubbornness. A single-use plastic item can take up to 1,000 years to fully decompose. If it's not handled properly, it ends up littering the land and oceans, breaking down into microplastics, tiny but incredibly dangerous for humans and wildlife. Burning plastic is even worse, releasing a cocktail of toxins, dioxins and furans, cancer, causing nerve damaging, carbon monoxide blocks oxygen to the brain, and hydrocyanic gas suffocating. Add in fine PM 2.5 dust and heavy metals like lead and mercury, and you've got a lineup of silent killers. In the US, nearly 100 million plastic items are thrown out daily, with cleanup costs hitting billions of dollars a year. And paper? No question, it's way easier on the earth. It breaks down fast and blends back into the soil. But during decomposition, it does release methane, a potent greenhouse gas. Still, compared to plastic, paper's harm is peanuts. It's also simpler to recycle, as long as it's not contaminated with gunk. All in all, when it comes to disposal, paper outshines plastic in both safety and recyclability. So, what's the verdict? For one-time use, paper's clearly better for the environment, though it might cost more and not everyone's happy to shell out extra cash. For long-term use, plastic has the edge since it cuts down on production frequency. But honestly, neither is perfect. Why not try something else? Bamboo items, for instance, are durable, reusable, and break down easily. Bamboo grows fast without deforestation, pretty ideal. Or go for stainless steel, super tough, safe, and lasts a lifetime, though it's a bit of a hassle to lug around. Clay items are another cool option. No chemicals, no toxins, just a bit pricey and bulky. At the end of the day, it's not just about picking plastic or paper, it's how we use them. Whatever we choose, it's our awareness that's the real key to protecting the planet. What do you think? Drop your thoughts below. So we've gained a better understanding of paper straws, a solution that isn't entirely perfect but still has certain benefits. The most important thing isn't which straw we choose, but how we reduce waste in the first place. What do you think about this issue? Leave a comment below, and don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to explore more fascinating facts together. See you in the next video.